Hello and welcome to a review of the LEGO Star Wars set, Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Star Fighter. Not the one from 2002, not the one from 2011, not whatever one released in between here and now, but the one from 2023, I believe, or 2024, the most recent one. Now, Jedi Starfighters, as I've alluded to before, are a design that we have seen time and time again in LEGO. Especially during the Clone Wars era, we got one for practically every character. There's an Ahsoka one, a Mace Windu one, a Plo Koon one, an Anakin one, tons of Anakin ones. Then there's Jedi Interceptors that are a similar enough design. We get tons of Yoda Jedi Interceptors, Anakin Jedi Interceptors, all the works. But this is one from 2023. It seems like this design has kind of manifested itself as the LEGO Star Wars spaceship, because LEGO Star Wars is, for all intents and purposes, is LEGO's space theme, but most Star Wars ships are not exactly generic spaceships in a way. While this one, the triangular design, as well as the boosters and everything, it really feels spaceship in a more of an understandable sense, which is, I think, why they keep re-releasing this design over and over again. This 2023 release is pretty unremarkable for the most part, but the thing that made it interesting for most people is the minifigure, Taun We. This was a figure that originally was in the Star Wars video game, the LEGO Star Wars video game, in 2005, or I guess Taun We and the other one that is an S in its name, San We, or San, whatever. And it had this long neck, very weird and specialized piece, very interesting. But of course that was not made into an actual figure, because it was just too niche of a character. There's no scenes on Kamino or anything. So it didn't really make sense to make a minifigure of it. But here we are. LEGO Star Wars has changed a lot. And even though this character doesn't have any place on the Starfighter itself, and, there's no land for them, there's no Kamino little side build or anything, it's included because, it makes it interesting. It's like an extra element. And it's really easy to be cynical about this because, why not make a Kamino Lego set or something? People have been begging for Jango Fett or Jango Fett Starfighter. Why not just do that? I'm glad that we have this because this is new, but taping it onto this idea, the Jedi Starfighter that we've seen a million times, it just feels cynical. And that cynicism is only further accentuated by the fact that, this is 2023, and then 2024, we get Jedi Bob's Jedi Starfighter. You see where I'm going here now. That set, much like this one, is a Jedi Starfighter design. And while that one has different turbines, it's a different aesthetic. It's, it's red instead of dark red. It has an interesting, triangular pattern. At the end of the day, that is just the Jedi Starfighter design. LEGO is kind of trying to please, the common market that just wants a simple LEGO set of something, a spaceship, generic spaceship, but also the LEGO fans who will buy anything. So that's why they're, re-releasing basically the same set again for $40. And this one being $30, a lot of people were already kind of peeved at that. And then, the Jedi Bob Starfighter does the same thing, but it's $40, including another character that people really want and will spend that money for. So we have a problem here. And another thing that I find interesting, that I feel kind of uniquely privy to, is the fact that this set was kind of swept under the rug. Not that they want you to forget it or anything, like some conspiracy, but once the Jedi Bob Starfighter came out, the Target store that I've worked at for the past few months, they put this thing in the back, and it's on heavy clearance. It's on the shelves. Obviously, if you can buy this for $11 on clearance, or you can buy the $40 one, of course you're going to buy this one. So it's kind of LEGO admitting that they kind of shot themselves in the foot by trying to kind of reach into that well of LEGO Star Wars fans who will buy anything for the figures and all of that. And I think I don't know if it'll work out for them. We'll see how the Jedi Bob Starfighter set works. If I'm reviewing that one in a few months, I guess you'll know. But that's kind of, I guess, the gist of what I've been thinking about the set. But let's look into it proper, because I've been talking a lot. This is Taun We themselves. This is an incredibly unique minifigure. I love the head sculpt. It's so weird. It's so alien. I love how this can be used in different contexts and stuff. Sand blue is a wonderful color. The dress piece, the printing is on both sides, which looks wonderful. It's just a really good figure overall, and definitely a worthy inclusion, even though, a cynical one, as I said. The other figures we get are Obi-Wan Kenobi. He should have a hairpiece somewhere around here, but honestly, I'm not. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he has a hairpiece and a hood. Let's zoom in on him. He's Obi-Wan Kenobi, pretty standard. Nice gold printing up there. Yeah, he's like the only episode 2 figure they seem to be fine reprinting over and over again. I do quite like this hood piece a lot. I don't have much experience with it before this set, but I do like it. And the last figure, much like the Jedi's Bob Starfighter and all the Starfighters, is an astromech droid. And of course, they're a figure, but come on, man. Comes with the whole droid though, which is nice. Some of the ones in the past only came with the headpiece. You get the nice red. The dome is printed all around. It looks very good. And those are our 3 figures. $30. I don't think sets that are more expensive need to have more figures. And I don't think more would fit in the set. In fact, I think, having Taun We already kind of doesn't fit play-wise. But $30, it just feels so, I don't know. The general feeling of lacking. I'll stop mentioning it, but you get what I mean. Taking a look at the actual design, this is very well built. The design has been refined through so many generations that at this point, it's somewhat of a science in how they put it all together. You're always going to get these wedge pieces. You're always going to get that bubble cockpit. You're always going to get the weird flap in the back that they do in a different, interesting snot way. You're always going to get the little landing gear. And that's the stuff about the set that, it's always there. I feel like maybe I'm not, don't remember correctly, but I remember there's got to be at least one of these that uses a hinge connection and not this Technic one. But I think the original one might use this if I remember correctly, which is interesting. Yeah, it's got stud shooters, a very basic play feature that a lot of these sets have. In order to say they have a play feature, that's being mean, but it's nothing too crazy. I do like the added translucent green, bright green that it adds. There's a radar dish, some stickered elements. One stickered element that sticks out to me, no pun intended or whatever, is this Republic's insignia, because I remember for, years, this would be one of the only pieces that they'd actually print in the Clone Wars sets. You'd get a million prints of this. But yeah, there it is as a sticker. It's fine, I guess, but come on. It's like, can we get a single print in this set? I do like the designs. On the side here, my sticker came damaged, which is unfortunate. I mean, I was getting this from like the back room or whatever. I do like the way these 2 stickers combine, but as you can see on the other side, it is pretty easy to not line that up right. And this sticker on a curved surface is never fun. And this one, you don't really have much to go off of when you do it. And as you can see, I had to reapply it and it got all crinkled and it was just really sad. So the stickers, a bit of an L, not gonna lie, bit of an L on the stickers. They didn't go well. Now there's this lumpy section up here, and that is for, I was making fun of the set, but it actually does have a proper play feature in a way. If you open this up, you can take the droid, take off their little dome piece, put the droid in there, pop the droid on the side as it appears, and then put this on, and bam, you got storage, which is nice. It's nice. It's considerate. It gives, ample reason for the droid to be there. It makes sense. It works for the play pattern. Kind of the opposite of Taun We. It's kind of funny. They finally figure out, I don't know how many sets this features in, but it's like they finally figure out a way to put the whole droid in there, get both figures in there. And now they're like, oh, okay. 3rd figure, whatever. Yeah, nice build for, nice articulation. I like all the sharp lines on this. The chair build is also interesting in how They detail the, the top or the headrest there. On the inside, there's a standard control panel. Nothing really that crazy. Obi-Wan fits in there as you'd expect. And that's really all there is to say about the build. It was fun to build. I love building Legos. There's room for an extra lightsaber here. This modern lightsaber piece, I'm not too used to the sheen they use on it, but it is quite good. Not as good as Chrome, because nothing will be as good as Chrome because it's Chrome, but this is a close second. It looks great, and getting 2 is a win, even if it's probably a common piece. I'm just not a Lego Star Wars buyer for the most part. So that's, not a lot to say about the actual set, the physical contents, but hey, I do love discussion. Taking a look at the box, we have the rainy skies of Camino and the Starfighter looking pretty good. It contrasts against there well. We get to see the minifigures on there. I like how in boxes, the image continues on there. Lego Star Wars, this new branding is actually quite nice. I think they've finally gone past, I feel like a lot of those older designs with like character shots are kind of ugly. I really don't like that style, specifically when it was like 2013, 2014 with like, stuff that isn't even Lego. It's like, come on, man. And we see the 2 play features on here, talking to Tonwi on the platform before Jango Fett will come and take what is his. Where's my instructions? I have the instructions right here. And to be honest, there's almost nothing interesting about these instructions. They're Lego instructions, Lego Star Wars instructions. Very basic. 3 bags and 1 bag for each character. I will say I do like this element where you can kind of see this little pattern that kind of feels like the core in a way of the set, which is fun. Lots of snot building techniques, classic stuff, those paneled pieces. They seem to love putting. It's not really jogging my memory. If I remember, Jedi Star Fighter is always interesting because they always feel very different before you build the wings. It feels like a different beast entirely. But then once you build the wings, it's kind of easy to forget how, how the core is built and such. But I guess that's probably most sense. Yeah, stud shooters, showing off the play features. The Lego Star Wars sets of this wave. Lots of gray there. Jesus. Yeah, not my favorite wave. Actually, that's a lie. I do like the 4+ ATSD. That is an awesome set that I want to get someday. And the ATTE is it's a classic. Part list, back. Yeah, not a lot going on there. Lego Star Wars instructions. I don't know. They don't care. Not that they don't care, but like, Lego Star Wars fans are not into the instructions the same way I am. But that's all there really is to say about this set. It's okay. It's okay. It's kind of, it kind of makes you feel bad because it's like, the way things went with like making, Jedi Bob Starfighter and throwing this one under the rug, and just how the business practices of Lego and how the whole minifigure thing, how that market works, it just kind of sucks. But that's neither here nor there. As a set, this is fun. It has a cool feature. That's nice. It's a Jedi Star Fighter. I got it for $11, which made me really happy because I love Legos, and I can't resist Legos on heavy clearance. I just can't, because Lego is Lego. No matter what the contents of the actual set is, these pieces can be used for something else, and that's wonderful. And hey, dark red. Not my favorite color, but better than gray. That's all. Thank you for watching.